Good morning, students. Today we are going to study about the structure of the courts in India. Now, in India, judicial system is like a pyramid. That means the Supreme Court is at the top of the pyramid, then is the High Court, and then is the lower court. So this is the structure of pyramid in which the judicial system of the India is based. Next is the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is located in New Delhi, is the highest court of India. It is also called the apex court. So as you all must have heard about the Supreme Court, it is located in Delhi and it is the highest court in India. It is also known as the apex court because it is at the peak of the pyramid. It is the highest court. Now, according to the Indian Constitution, the Supreme Court is guardian of Constitution. So, if we study about the Indian Constitution, we will see that Supreme Court is said to be the guardian of the Constitution. Why? Because it guards and safeguards the Constitution of India from any unlawful means. Next is, all courts in India function under the direction and control of the Supreme Court of India. If a citizen is not satisfied with the judgment of lower court, he or she can appeal to the higher court. So all the courts, whether it is the High Court or the lower court, these all function under the control of the Supreme Court of India. Here, if a person is not satisfied with the jurisdiction or the judgment of the lower court, he can apply to the higher court. Like, if a person has filed a case and he is not satisfied with the we can say that jurisdiction of the judgment of the lower court, then he can apply to the high court. And even if he is not satisfied with the high court decision or the judgment, he can then apply to the Supreme Court. That means the person can apply, if he is not satisfied with the judgment, he can always apply to the higher court. Next, the Supreme Court is headed by the Chief Justice of India. It comprises a maximum of 33 other judges. So the head of the Supreme Court is Chief Justice, and there are total in maximum 33 judges in the Supreme Court. Now, the President of India appoints the judges on the advice of Council of Ministers and the sitting judges of the Supreme Court. So the appointment of the judge is not direct. They are appointed by the President of India with the advice of the Council Minister and the sitting judges. Now, judges of the Supreme Court retire at the age of 65. So whoever are the judges of the Supreme Court, they retire at the age of 65 years. Now, jurisdiction of Supreme Court. So the term jurisdiction refers to the domain of responsibility of a legal body over which it has the authority to make legal decision. So what jurisdiction, it says that it tells us about the responsibility, whatever the responsibility the legal body had over making the legal decision, means the authority of the court in making the legal decision or on any of the cases. Now, the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court of India can be divided into the following basic categories. So the jurisdiction of Supreme Court is divided in the following three categories. The first one is the original jurisdiction, second one is the appellate jurisdiction, and the third one is advisory jurisdiction. So let us study about them. The original jurisdiction. So these are the cases which are heard only by the Supreme Court. So in original jurisdiction, there are few cases which are only heard by the Supreme Court. None other courts can hear these cases. Such type of cases are like dispute which involve union government and state, and the dispute that involve the violation of the fundamental right. means where the union and the state government is involved, the dispute between the union government and the state government is involved, that is central government and the state government, that dispute is heard by the Supreme Court. And if any fundamental right of the person is violated, this case is directly heard in the Supreme Court. Next is the appellate jurisdiction. The Supreme Court can issue verdict on appeals filed against the judgment of the High Court. The Supreme Court of India is the highest court of appeal of the country. Under this jurisdiction, the Supreme Court can. So if a court Supreme Court can issue the verdict on the appeals. If the person is not satisfied with the judgment of the High Court, he can apply to the issue or the verdict to the Supreme Court, and in that cases, being the highest court of the country, the Supreme Court can first review the judgment of the High Court. That means it can again hear the, we can say, the proceedings of the of whatever the High Court have heard, and the second is give its own decision on such judgment. And if Supreme Court feels that there is a necessary for the change in the judgment, it can give its own judgment. Next one is advisory jurisdiction. Now, under advisory jurisdiction, the Supreme Court has the power to interpret the Constitution. That means if Supreme Court find any problem or any we can say that laws in the Constitution which we can say that is hindering the any fundamental right of the people, the Supreme Court can interpret it further. With this power, the Supreme Court, the President of India, can ask the Supreme Court for advice on the various constitutional issues, and this is known as the advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Now High Court. So each state has a High Court, which is the highest court of the state. So when we come to the state, in each state we have a High Court, which is said to be the highest court of the state. Sometime one or more state is placed under a single High Court, like we have in the Haryana and Punjab. They have a single High Court. Further is, like Supreme Court of India is the highest court of states, which consists of the Chief Justice and the other judges. In the similar way, the Chief Justice of the High Court are appointed by the President in the consultation with the Governor of the state and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. That means the Supreme Court, as the Supreme Court is the head of all the courts of the state, in the similar way, the High Court is the head of all the, we can say, that subordinate courts in a state. Further, the judge in the this High Court is appointed by the, we can say that the Chief Justice is appointed by the President of India in the consultation with the Governor of state and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. So the judge of the High Court also retires at the age of 62. Now, jurisdiction of the High Court. I'll begin the topic.